Hello everybody! It's day 98 of the 100-day project. I am doing this video much later than I normally do. It's after 7 p.m. It's been a busy day, doing some planting and that type of thing out in the yard. So I got into the craft room a little bit later than normal. But I wanted to follow up on my cover for my altered book. I have spent probably the last 2 hours contemplating on what I want to do. And then, because I'm so worried about ruining it, and then I started thinking, you know what? Whatever I do, if I don't like it, I can just start over and cover it. So I'm not going to worry about it. I think I am going to do some stamping and stenciling, and then I cut out this flower again, and I might put that on. So I have a few ideas. We'll see where it all leads us. I even thought about some modeling paste, but I don't think I'm going to take that route at this point. I just sort of want to play around. So without much more yip yap, I'll go ahead. I want to start with some just some text in the background. I don't know how this is going to come out. I've tried some stenciling on a piece of paper. I don't know how it's going to come out, but I sort of want to make some sort, I don't know. We'll see where it all goes. We are going to discover this together. So let me just grab a sheet of paper here. I always like to check to see how much ink I actually have on my stamp. I don't know how this is going to stamp on here. So let's hold our breath together. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Oops, sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm like concentrating here. I hope you all had a good day. Today is, well, it was only supposed to be like mid-50s. And then this morning when I went outside, it felt so chilly. So I thought, well, I still didn't have all of my annuals that I wanted to plant. So I thought I will go to a couple nurseries, pick up the rest of my annuals, and then I'll have them because tomorrow it's supposed to be, the better of the 2 days for the weekend. I'll just have everything on hand and be able to just go ahead and do my planting. So I went and picked things up, and then when I came home, it was warmer out at that point than what they had anticipated. And I thought, well, I could go ahead and do, these 3 window boxes or whatever. I'd have that out of the way. So I just kept going. I mean, I probably have 2 flats of flowers that I need to plant yet. But, I mean, I got a lot done today. And ended before we were supposed to get a rain shower and it got very cloudy, and suddenly the temperature was changing and the sky was dark, so I thought it was going to rain and it never did. Must have passed right over us. So overall, it was a very productive day. My husband had some things he had to take care of in the yard, so he was pleased with what he got done. And we're just preparing ourselves. We are going to open our pool next weekend. And when we do that, we have to, once that's all open, we usually like power wash the cement and all that stuff. Get the rest of the patio furniture out. So next weekend will be a busy one. And hopefully the weather warms up. We do that so that we can have the pool straight, because you never know. Some years it's real easy, and other years, getting the chemicals right and all that crap. We always try to have it ready for Memorial Weekend, just in case weather allows us to enjoy it. I'm going to give that a moment to dry. Look at my hands. I'm going to clean my hands here. But overall, it was a very rewarding Saturday. And looking forward to just spending a quiet Mother's Day planting my flowers. My mother passed away, it'll be 7 years ago. She actually passed on the 12th of May, and the year that she passed away, Mother's Day fell on the 13th, and she died late on the 12th. So Mother's Day is a day that everyone knows I just sort of like to be left alone. I like to plant my flowers, I don't want a big hoopla for myself. It just gives me time to reflect and do what I enjoy, So, I don't know how this next part is going to go. And I want to make sure my ink is dry. I don't know if I should take my heat gun to this. Some of it looks still a little bit wet, is the only thing that is concerning me. Do I want to grab the heat gun? I think I'm going to grab my heat gun. I think the cover will be able to, at least if my thought for this works out. Excuse me while I plug in my heat gun here. Okay. So I'm just going to give this a quick dry. I apologize for the noise. Sorry about that. It just, some spots just looked wet. Maybe it's just because of that matte medium. I don't know. I just wanted to be safe. Okay, let me put this out of my way. Now this is the part that's sort of scary to me. Not really scary, but, well, like I said, if I don't like it, I'll redo it. But I'm thinking, like, I had many different stencils out and was playing around with it on paper. I think this is too busy because so much is going on the paper. That seemed too complex for me. So then I thought, you know, I might just do some circles here and there. And what I came up with, I think I want to use this metallic gold. I'm not much for bright and shiny things, but I'm going to go for this because, well, I have another idea once I get that image of that flower on the front. That might help to, I'm just pouring this on my desk mat, as you can see. I washed this brush, so it's a little bit wet. I wanted sort of a stiff brush, and I don't know if I have another one like this. I think this will be fine. Well, let me use that brush. I'll use this brush. This might be a... Let me just try this brush. So I don't really know how I want to do this. If I just want to do little sections. So I'm just going to start. And I guess it looks like I'm going to use different size circles. I just want to create some sort of background, and hopefully it'll like all blend together, you know. Try to get some randomness going on. It's hard for me to be random on stuff like this. I feel like I usually overdo. Like with stenciling, I get carried away. They always say, less is more. And I am going to, of course, cover the spine with something. So I'm not real concerned about how close I get. Guess it would probably be smart to start in the center and work your way out, maybe. I don't know. Do some going off the edge here. I think I might add, I'm going to put these on here just in case I don't. I might add some, I was thinking about adding paper corners instead of like the metal corners, because this book, the corners are very worn and fragile. Not that paper's really going to do a whole lot for it, but I thought it might add another little design element anyway. I'm just going to sort of go for it on the back here. I just wish I had bigger images, you know, like for a focal point. Need a little bit more paint. I hope I'm not making this too busy. Look at that. That's a whole lot of polka dots. I just put way too much paint out. Where we are. Getting a little bit dangerous with this. Just in case I don't do corners. I like the way the back came out much better than the front. But I'm going to have something over that. Alright, so that's enough of that. I'm going to brush my water. I'm going to have to wipe this paint up. Alright. So now, I'm just going to turn the camera off real quick and dry this paint with my heat gun so you don't have to listen to that. And be right back. Okay. So my paint is dry. At least I think it is. And you know, I'm not hating this. Not loving it, but I'm not hating it. So I thought I am going to put this image on here, but before I do it, I sort of want to think about my corners, and I think I just want to use paper. Get rid of that. And I have this that I was thinking about. And there were a couple others. This black, I don't think so. I also had this maroon that I liked. This I liked because I had more of it. I wish I had more of this. I might go with the green. Maybe not. I think I'm going to go with this. But I wanted to see. No, don't like that that's yellow in the background. Maybe I spoke too soon. Oh, I wish that you could speak to me. Do I want the black and white? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stop looking. And I think I'm gonna go for this. And I don't know how I'm going to go about this. I sort of want, I don't want them to be real, well, that's not a bad size actually. I want them to be at least to there. Trying to figure out how I need to cut this paper to do this. I've never made corners out of paper. I mean, I've added corner, you know what I mean, just a triangle, but I've never like wrapped it around the way I plan to. Let's see. I guess this could be yeah, I'm going to cut 4 pieces the same, or close. About the same, I should say. Okay, so let's move this. I want to put that on last because I think I'm going to put it on with Mod Podge, and I want to be able to Mod Podge. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to have to do that some other way because there's something else I want to do to this. Now, here's the thing. The thingy. Let's see. I guess I'll just use glue because I'm going to Mod Podge over this stuff. I think that will be alright. I think. I sort of want them to be yeah. I'm just going to go for this. Haven't given this a lot of thought on how I was going to hook this down. But I want to get these on, and then, whoops, the wind is picking up. Our flag is banging around against the house. Alright, now how am I going to know? Haven't given this a lot of thought, have I? Need to know how I'm going to know or get these the same size. I don't know if this is going to help me or not. About 2.5. Close enough, right? Let's see how this is going to work. I'm going to fold this up. I think I might be able to. Just going to sort of do this like wrapping paper. And you can see this corner of this book is not square. The edge has, and this is going to be alright, and I'll tell you why, because this will be covered on the inside. So I'm not real worried about that. Probably could have cut some of this paper off. But I'm alright with it being thicker. You can see these corners of this book were like falling off, basically. They had rotted. But let's see. I like that. That's alright. Let's do the back, and then we'll add that image, and then there's only a couple more things I want to do. At least try. I'm going to try to get this approximately the same. I don't know if I will. Here. See, the back is a little bit, well, that one's a little bit round. But anyway, the book's from 1916, was it? So what can you expect? See if we can get this one. This is just approximate. Nothing is perfect, at least not in my world. A little bit more. I guess the smart thing would be to, oh well. All right, do these corners real quick. probably an easier way to do this, but this is how I'm doing it. I'm not telling you this is the way to do it. This is just the way I'm doing it. Whoops, I want to get that corner better. Bring that down that way. I'm going to Mod Podge over this cover, so I think the Mod Podge will help on these corners as well, reinforcing them. At least that's my assumption. Move that out of the way. I want to see how those... Not great, but they'll help to protect the corners anyway. Okay. Wait a minute, this isn't right. Okay. Not horrible. Not great, but not horrible. And then I got glue and ink and paint. Oh no. I lightly inked after I fussy cutted this because I didn't want it to become too dark. I just hope it stands out enough. We'll see. I'm going to put this on. Now my ink will, or my glue's probably going to run out on this. I would use Mod Podge to put this down, but I want to do one more step before I cover this in Mod Podge. Now comes the tricky part for me to get this on where I want it the first time. Moving it around a bunch of times. I think about there. And I'm not like too concerned about that glue holding that down. I know when I Mod Podge, that's going to help. Where's my brayer? Alright, looking sort of bland, but it looks to me it looks, I wonder if I should ink. Yeah, I might ink around the edges of this. Wonder. What I'm thinking about, see, I thought what I had planned on doing is splattering white paint over this. Now that I see the ink on the edges, I'm wondering if I should ink the whole thing. Decisions, decisions. And I'm not very good at making quick decisions. I'm really liking this now that I inked the edge. What would you do? I hope the camera's picking it up, because in person, just inking that edge, really. I'm gonna rub some ink on this. Go light on the flowers. I will say the ink seems to be bringing all this together, at least in my little head. It's making it look more cohesive. Now I'm wondering, do I want the white splatters? Do I go for it? Really liking that. I don't know if the camera is picking it up or not, but it looks really nice in person. Sometimes the camera, I think, I don't know, doesn't pick up the actual colors and what have you. Well, I'm going to go for it. I planned on putting splatters. I'm going to put splatters. So let's see. Grab my white paint. My spray bottle. Sorry, I just have to grab this little plastic dish so I can water down some paint. I probably grab the bottle of paint that's about ready to. It's fairly empty. Start with that. My giant water spray bottle here. Let's see, where's my band brush? Let me use the end of a brush. I don't know if that's thin enough or not. Okay, let the mess begin. I have so much on my desk, and I'm getting ready to make splatters, so that can't be a good thing. I don't know if this paint is thin enough. Well, yeah, not bad. I want it to be thinner. I had hoped for smaller splatters. I know some people use toothbrushes to do this. Alright, stop, Sheila. Some of these, and I'm scared. I don't think I'm going to. I was going to. Well, just do it. Some of these big ones. paint could have been a little bit thinner, I think. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, I'm going to turn you off and I'm going to dry this and see where we are at that point. Okay, so my sprinkles, or whatever we want to call them, are dry. I think I'm going to put another coat of ink just to have them not so stark white. I was going to start doing this before I turned the camera on, but I thought I would bring you along. I think it just helps sort of blend everything together, and so that white's not so stark white. I don't know, in my mind it works. It makes that white look more aged, I guess, with the book. Alright, now it's going to be covered. And I was just having a thought while I was drying this that, I don't know, I might use some sort of pattern fabric for that when I do that. Alright. So now, the last thing I'm really on the fence about adding some texture. Like I was thinking, you know, just a real thin, because I sort of want to do something along the edge here that I saw in a magazine, and I don't know if I will have the nerve to do it or not on this, but I think I might try that. I'm just going to go ahead and Mod Podge this. Should have been ready for you. I just want to grab some paper to put under this. Big thing of freezer paper here, just so that Mod Podge doesn't get on the inside here. Alright, once again, my little water I have like 15 paintbrushes and water over there, and I'm gonna use the watered down. I think I'm gonna go with full-blown Mod Podge, I think. I'm just going to pour some in here. It's just easier for me coming out of a smaller container. I really need to clean the top of this. My craft room needs a big clean, and I think I'm going to do that. Well, I can't do it tomorrow because I'll be outside most of the day, but I'm going to do it Monday. I can't take it anymore. I feel like things have gotten so disorganized. It's really starting to weigh on me. Alright, now the next thing is I need to find a brush. That would be good for this. And this might work. This one's sort of we'll just see. And I know I used what do you call it? Distress ink. So it's sort of gonna change the color of this some. I didn't think about that. And of course I just put more Distress ink on it. Didn't think about that one. I don't want to play too much with this Mod Podge. Because of that ink. I say that and then I keep going, right? Well, we shall see. On camera here. So tomorrow what I will do is pick my fabric for my spine, and I'm going to play around with that technique some that I want to do, I think I want to do on the edge of this. I'd really like to do a small, I guess journal, sort of a maybe art journal, to see how that would work before I try it on this. But oh no, my ink has sort of turned yellow, but as it's drying, well, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that this dries prettier than what it's looking right now because of that ink I used. I didn't think of that when I put all that ink on here. Sort of turned it to, well, we'll see. I'll let it dry, and I will be back tomorrow to show you how it turned out. And as I mentioned before, well, I think once it dries, it'll be all right. We'll see how that turns out, and I'll have my fabric picked out and have it determine if I do on the edge here what I'm thinking I'm going to do, at least on the front, but I'm thinking I might do it on the back too. So, with that being said, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you very much to all of my subscribers. We are now 2 days away from the subby giveaway. So that's sort of exciting to think that we've been through 100 days. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.